Justin.
Hi.
How are you doing today? My name is Michael, and I'm the peer nutrition counselor for today.
Nice to meet
So
you.
have a seat, please.
Thank you.
All right. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
I feel okay.
Yeah.
Like I
Are you nervous about it or?
More excited to
Yeah.
see, how I can make some changes.
All right.
See how if I'm eating right. I don't have very much knowledge.
All right. I'm glad that you're actually excited about it because a lot of times, whenever I counsel people, they're kind of nervous and, sometimes they feel guilty about it. So, but I mean, that's not how it is. So, I just want you to feel, comfortable and just, feel free to sit, whatever you want. And, today we're just gonna go over like different things, see, how your typical, diet be like, or, I could maybe, if I can, to give you some advices to, eat better diets or, a moderation here and there, just the general information. So it's not going to be like too detailed or too sensitive or things like that. So, I just want to relax a little bit and, we're just going to have just a normal conversation, things like that.
Sounds good.
So, I do have your information here, but, I just want to, ask you like, how can I help you today?
Well, I have high cholesterol.
Okay.
I found that out from my doctor. I'm not sure what the numbers are or anything.
All right.
It's above normal. And he didn't give me much information. He just said, eat healthy.
Oh.
And, I kind of thought I was eating healthy.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm kind of looking for ideas or, like maybe what you think I should do or change. Because, doctors, they give you 5 minutes in the office and then they're out the door.
Right?
So.
And then like they get paid like crazy, right? That's what doctors do, but of course I won't do that to you, So you should feel more comfortable and just be with that. All right, that's good. Good to know. And yeah, I mean you're definitely here for the right reason, I will try to help you as much as I can, with my best knowledge, that I can give you. Obviously, I'm not like God where I could answer every single question to you. If I feel like, I have to refer to you to like some other specialist or someone else, then I will definitely, refer to that also. And that's another option. But as far as, our session here today, I'll try my best to, get you that knowledge and information that you want to hear, or that, that I think that it should be important, for you. So I did look over your intake form, and I saw you as a student. So how's your school going? Like,
It's going good.
Yeah.
I'm a senior right now,
Oh.
psychology major. Super stressful.
oh yeah, are you going through that senioritis?
Yeah, I think everyone does at one point, right?
Oh yeah, I
Just-
remember my senioritis. All right. So I look at your height. You're 6'1", fairly tall, and 240 right now currently, right?
Yeah.
And you said that your ideal weight was 190, right?
Yeah, I actually went online and found like a calculator where you can enter in your height and weight, and it tells you like how much you should weigh.
Okay.
So like I pretty much just use that as my goal.
Okay. So you looked at the online, but like after you found out that your ideal weight was 190, how'd you feel about it? Or
Yeah, right now 240, so 50 pounds seems like a lot, but
okay.
I'm sure I'll feel better after I lose that weight. So.
All right. I mean, obviously, just a general, it's a common sense, if you're closer to that ideal body weight, obviously, you're in a better shape. But I mean now, you still have a lot of chance and a lot of options to make, and you could, make your ideal weight. Or what I prefer you to do is, just don't worry about the numbers too much.
Okay.
Because I think more important here is that as long as you eat right and balanced, and we're going to talk more about the intuitive eating, but as long as you know how to make, to eat right, or make sure that you're not playing with the numbers too much, you know.
Yeah.
And if you focus onto the quality of, you know, eating and the food and things like that, then I think you will be in a better shape, you know.
Yeah, I have noticed that just, you know, focusing on like weight and stuff kind of can make you frustrated. And
Oh yeah, of course,
kinda bring
yeah.
you down.
Yeah,
So,
I think, you know, more people will have, you know, stress, you know, and, you know, it's gonna bother them, you know, more if they deal with the numbers. So I think
Yeah.
you'll be better off, you know, just to focus on the type of food and things like that, you know, that'd be better. All right, and let's see. So you haven't had any nutrition course before, and you're here for general nutrition and better eating habit and to diet weight loss. Okay. So I see here that you don't have any, you know, conditions or, you know, or illness, nothing like that. And
yeah, besides the high cholesterol, but
Okay.
you know, I didn't get any medication. I never got told to come back. You know, it was kind of
Oh,
just
okay.
here you have this. Now go take care of it.
All right. So for my better understanding, to understand you better, can you tell me like how you found out that you had cholesterol or?
Well, I went for a physical.
Okay.
It's probably been like almost 10 years since I've
Okay.
seen a doctor, and I just, you know, finally got insurance, so I went in
Okay.
there kind of just to do a checkup, and
All right.
first thing he said, that you're like, you know, doing some like a blood test or whatever,
Okay.
that your cholesterol is high.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
yeah.
Did doctor say anything about like, you know, like how you should change your diet or what you should do with the foods and nothing like that, or
Not really. He just said, you know, eat healthy.
eat healthy?
And he didn't really give me any
Really?
like ideas on what to do.
Okay. So when he first, you know, told you that you had a high cholesterol, how'd you feel about it? Or
I was worried, you know.
okay.
Pretty young.
Mhm.
I didn't think that, you know, people, you know, get those kind of problems.
Exactly.
But I mean, I have been eating like on the run a lot lately and
Oh,
stuff
okay.
like that, so
Okay.
sure it's
I
not
mean-
the healthiest food.
Okay. I mean, obviously, you know, high cholesterol, it's not a good thing to have, but, you know, I mean, we do need, you know, certain amount of cholesterol, you know, for like hormones and things like that. So,
Mhm.
I mean, not having a cholesterol at all will give you another, you know, like a bad, you know, situations and illness or, you know, symptoms. But of course, you know, high cholesterol, I mean, there's a many ways and options that you can actually lower that cholesterol if you actually change, you know, some eating habits and diets here and there, you know. And you're still young, you know. I mean,
Mhm.
don't worry about too much about like, you know, I mean, it's not like a death situation, you know, where you're gonna die soon, right?
Death sentence.
No, it's not that. So I mean, you
That's
shouldn't
good,
worry
yeah.
too
I was
much.
worried that it's
Yeah.
something that's hard to change.
Of course,
so.
yeah, it happens. I mean, you're only like 20, but you know, like if someone tells you, oh, you have a high cholesterol, and we're like, you know, what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we could obviously, you know, help you with that, or I can help you with that. And you, here you said that you have tried a couple diets. Yours, no carb diets. Maybe eating like chicken and salads only.
Yeah, I tried like the Atkins diet.
Okay.
Kind of gave it up because I was reading online that,
Okay.
you know, like eating a lot of meat and stuff can raise your cholesterol.
Okay.
So I try to like, you know, just eat like a mixture of everything.
Oh, I
But
see.
mainly it's still been a lot of fast food and stuff like that. So I'm sure
Okay.
that's not helping.
Okay, so you kind of looked at the online sources to kind of start on the diet, or how did you start, or what triggered you to start the diet?
I just, you know, went online and looked up like diets to lose weight quickly,
Okay.
and saw a lot of low carb diets,
Mhm.
and I heard the name before, the Atkins diet, so I figured that was probably the most popular.
Exactly right. All right, that's good. So, or can you like briefly tell me, for my better understanding and to your knowledge, can you like briefly explain to me like, you know, what might be a typical meal for this diet, or while you were doing this diet?
Yeah, normally I would just, you know, try to cut out bread and stuff like that.
Okay. Can you hold on a second?
Yeah.
Let me just straight this a little bit. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm using this as the research that I'm doing. And all right, I'm sorry for your inconvenience.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
All right. So where are we? So okay, so let's get back to your diet. Go ahead.
So when I was doing the low carb diet, I pretty much would cut out all bread,
Okay.
no cereals, no vegetables, no fruit.
Oh,
that kind
wow.
of thing.
Okay.
You're just eating like just meat.
Uh-huh.
I'd have like salads and stuff, with
Okay.
chicken on it and stuff. So
Okay.
I was still, I guess lettuce has carbs in it, but
Okay.
it was like really low.
Okay.
And I did notice some weight loss. After a while, I just got sick of it though, and I actually gained more weight back afterwards.
I see. Okay. So how long have you been on this no carb or the Atkins diet?
I did it for about a month.
Okay.
So
Okay. Alrighty. That's good. And I just want have another question like that. While you're doing the diet, or the Atkins diet, like how were your typical kind of like feeling would be like your mood or your thoughts and how would your typical day would go? Like,
I did notice like after a meal I would
Mhm.
feel good,
mm-hmm.
but like in between meals, like
Mhm.
towards like the middle, I would get like tired and
Okay.
like irritable, those kind
Okay.
of things.
All right. A little bit kind of like a sensitive, to it or.
Yeah, I mean just like I would feel good because it works out. I would feel good after I ate,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like I was energized and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But later on, before say after lunch, before dinner, like towards the dinner time, I'd just be like sluggish, grumpy,
Okay.
like those kind of things.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it makes sense because one thing about carbohydrate is that every diet we recommend or it is good to have some sort of a carbohydrates in your diet for every meal.
okay.
I mean, we don't recommend a bunch of like a huge amount, but some sort of kind of carbohydrate go with the proteins, and it's all about balance. Making balance, like have like a protein and fruits and vegetables and carbs in one meal. That way you could have actually balanced meal every time. So
carbs don't make you gain more weight.
well, I mean, if you have too much and if you don't, if you're not being too active about it, of course, the carbohydrate will turn into a glucose, which is like the simplest, the molecule that will eventually store in your, your body
Okay.
as a fat, because they turn into a fat. But if you have a moderate amount or a small portion, along with the proteins and other stuff, then eventually it's going to help you a lot more. Matter of fact, like your mood and also your brain only consumes glucose that are only from the carbohydrates, not from fat or protein source.
Oh, so maybe that's why I was feeling
Exactly, tired and
yeah.
stuff like that that could be one reason why you might feel
That makes
sluggish
sense.
too. Yeah, I mean definitely. So
All the websites that I was reading, pretty much
mhm.
like all the low carb websites, they would all say like carbs are evil and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I mean, there are so many sources out there, telling you. I mean, all kinds of stuff, and you don't know which ones are, which ones are right, which one's true, or which one's fake. It's really hard to decide. So, I mean, you're in a good place. I can definitely give you the right information about that also. So, you said like you were kind of like after on that diet. You told me that you kind of gained back that weight, and
I actually gained back more weight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And like, if you gain back, like, how'd you make that feel? I mean, you tried so hard to go on that diet, and you didn't eat all that food that you wanted to eat and that you like, right?
Yeah, it was discouraging. I mean,
Oh, okay.
makes you kind of feel bad knowing you lost weight,
Okay.
and then now you're worse off than when you started.
Exactly,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's really, bad. Kind of like it's sad to see yourself. You try so hard to go on a diet, and you see yourself with the more gaining more weight. Eventually.
Yeah, it was frustrating. It's like I wasted a whole month.
Yeah,
like I
exactly.
could have
I could
been
imagine.
eating whatever I wanted to, and
Okay.
probably still gained the same amount.
Exactly,
as I did.
exactly. Yeah. It's, we call that a yo-yoing, What yo-yoing is, you see like yo-yos, how they go up and down and stuff like that. So that's pretty much where it came from. So, like, eventually when you start the diet, during that diet, you might lose some weight. But what happened is, once you lose that weight, then, because you're not consuming like carbohydrates or not too much calorie, so your body will eventually, it's like, pretty much eat up your water or eat up your protein and your muscles. And once you're done with the diet and you're back to your normal diet, then what happened is your metabolism already slowed down from that diet, but you're eating like more than whatever that you can metabolize. So it's actually gaining more fat. So if you look at your components of your muscles and fat and things like that, then eventually going on a diet will kind of gain more fat instead of
really?
all that important components in your body, especially your water weight and your muscles. So if you do more diets that you do, then it's not really helping to tell the truth. So that's why we should focus more onto intuitive eating the right food without feeling guilt and all that stuff. Eventually we're gonna talk more about that in detail later on, but that's what I can tell you for now. Well, I guess here it says that you don't exercise at all, or how's that work with you? Like, how's your schedule? Like that typical day?
Well, I'm pretty much like on campus all day.
Okay.
I don't get home. I have to drive quite a distance to get here. So by the time I get home, it's like 9:30, and like I don't live in the best neighborhood, so like walking around at night,
Exactly.
isn't really that like good idea to me, I
Okay.
guess. But
Yeah.
I walk around campus all day. My classes, like one class is over here, one's way over there, and I'm pretty much walking
Okay.
up and down the campus.
Okay.
So that's probably my only exercise.
Okay, that is a pretty good exercise to start off with, I understand that the from the parking lot to the structure to the class maybe takes you maybe 5-10 minutes. It's a good starting point that you do walk a little bit in a day, so that's a good start.
Yeah, just like usually when I get home, or on the weekends, I'm tired and just want to watch some football, watch
Okay.
TV, hang out with friends.
Okay. So are you feeling more tired from the studies and staying on campus, or from like exercising or walking around, or what do you think that
I'd
is?
say I'm just stressed out.
Just stressed
tired,
out.
Yeah. I don't exercise enough, I don't think, to be tired, so.
I see. All right. So I noticed that, you're kind of busy, of course you're a student, so you should be busy, and it's obvious that, you should get tired by the end of the day, so. All right, that makes sense. All right, let's look at your food choices. You don't have any food preference, here you said anything convenient and cheap, like,
Yeah.
may I ask you, like, what makes you kind of,
Well, basically,
Think
eating
that-
on the run.
Okay.
I don't have much money. I'm working part-time, going to school
Okay.
full-time, so, I don't have the money to go out in the grocery store and, buy everything I want.
Okay.
Don't have time to make a lot of things.
Mhm.
Usually walking to class in between my classes, so
Okay.
you don't have much time to go and sit down and eat.
Exactly.
So maybe I'll stop by one of the fast food places on
Uh-huh.
campus,
Uh-huh.
or stop by on the way into school, get
Okay.
something to eat, and then that's pretty much hold off until I get home or head home.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it totally makes sense. You're such a busy guy. All right. You said that you don't like vegetables at all, right? No. What do you when you think of vegetables? What do you come up with? Like, is there certain reasons why you don't like vegetables?
It's not like the texture.
You don't like texture?
Some of the tastes are too strong.
Uh-huh.
Some of them don't taste like anything. You
Okay.
know, so.
All right. You
I'd
just
rather
don't like
have
it.
like meat, cheese,
All right.
bread, that kind of thing.
All right. If for example, like if I recommend you like some sort of like a vegetable or things like that, are you willing to try that too, or are you?
I mean, yeah, I'll try it.
Okay.
I just don't know if I'll stick to it.
All right. I mean, it's good that you're willing to try. I mean, the willingness is the important thing here, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try anything. You know, I'm not
Alright.
really a picky eater,
Okay.
except for like not liking vegetables that
Okay.
much. But I mean, I haven't tried all of them. I'm
Alright.
sure there's like special ways to cook them that taste better than others.
Yeah.
I just when I'm at the store and I see vegetables, I
Uh-huh.
just kind of walk by them.
Yeah.
I don't know any recipes
Exactly.
to make anything good
Yeah.
with vegetables.
That's what happens. All right. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like, what I can tell you about vegetable is that even though, you might have, the texture might not be too appealing to you, or some vegetables, they taste, as not as good as the other, foods like carbohydrates and things like that, or fast foods,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, vegetables are really good for your body. So, I mean, since you said, you're willing to try, vegetables, so that's actually a good, a starting point to actually, start off by doing that, and we'll definitely find a way to kind of moderate that and kind of stick a vegetable here or two into your diet. Hopefully you could have that vegetable intake in your diet. It's good to know that you have no allergies and intolerance at all, and you do plan your own meals and you cook and you shop and everything by yourself, right?
Yeah, I just don't do it that often.
You don't do it that
I
often.
mean, when it's being done, it's me doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, like I don't have much money to go grocery shopping.
Okay.
A lot of things are expensive at the store, and,
Okay.
when I do cook, it's maybe like once or twice a week, and
Okay. So like, you said that you don't have that much of, money to actually, the financial
Mhm.
can be an issue. And then when you actually go to the shopping, like, what do you like actually consider the most as far as, shopping and things like that?
usually I go like things that are on sale.
Okay.
And it's usually like canned
Mhm.
food, soups, chili, those kind of things. Like granola bars, cereals, those kind of
Mhm.
things.
All right. So, I mean, obviously they're cheap, right? Obviously they're cheap, and they're really, easy to get. I understand that too. So, all right, that's good. So you don't make any lists for yourself?
No, I don't.
When you go shopping?
To me, it's just kind of something that takes more time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Okay. So if I tell you to kind of try to make a list, would you willing to try that also, or how would you feel about making a list?
yeah, I mean, I would try it. I mean, I just don't know like how it would help that much.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah. I mean, obviously making a list, will be useful, for everyone, because if you write down, the list pretty much means that, you are actually planning what you're going to eat for the week or for the day. So that way you could actually, financially you could save a lot more, not a lot more, but you could actually save some money also by making the list. But you could also, make planning, your own meals by making a list. So that way you don't just buy whatever that you feel like, buying at that moment,
yeah, I understand
and
that.
things like that. So it will eventually, definitely help you. But I just want to know, like, if you're willing to, make that the change or that,
Yeah, I'm willing to try. I mean,
Okay, that's good.
won't
I
take
like
too much effort.
I like how you're very optimistic about everything. That's a good sign. All right, so I see that you do go out 4 to 5 times a week to go eat at the fast food restaurant, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Like whenever I'm on campus.
Okay.
Sometimes it's more than once a day,
Uh-huh.
actually. So,
Okay.
but yeah, just for me, it's convenient and quick. I mean, I
Okay.
get food really quickly. It's
Okay.
usually, I usually buy cheaper menu items just because I don't have the money to be going out to like a restaurant and those kind of things.
Okay.
So I mean, to me, it's just fast, convenient, cheap.
Okay.
Tastes
Obviously,
good.
yeah. I mean, definitely. A lot of people actually do, go for fast food restaurants for those reasons. So that is, you're not being weird or anything like that. It's very obvious and common reasons for that. But the one thing that I want to ask you is that when you actually go to the fast food places and eat those fast foods, or like, how would you feel about it? Like, do you get sick of it once in a while, or do you feel like full, or you feel uncomfortable, or is there any like?
I think yeah. I mean,
How do you feel?
since I do usually buy like the cheaper things,
Okay.
I mean, there's not that much to choose from.
Okay.
So
Exactly.
I'm getting sick of it. Plus, I only like a couple fast food chains.
Okay.
I got like Carl's Jr. and Del
Okay.
Taco.
Del Taco and Carl
So
Jr.
it's probably like the two that I go
All
to.
right.
And mainly you just get stuff from the dollar menu, and
Okay.
there's not much to choose from. So
Okay.
I kind of am getting sick of it. And
Is there like a specific reason why you choose Carl Jr. or Del Taco, or is it because they have more menus, or?
well, Carl's Jr. has like a dollar menu.
Okay.
Del Taco, I just like Mexican food. And
Okay.
For some reason, I don't like Taco Bell.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. It's just like taste preference, I guess.
All right. Yeah, I like Taco. I have Taco Bell once in a while, and I love their chicken. I mean, don't get me wrong, but all right. So, I see that here you do drink alcohol, and you wrote down here that you drink beer, liquor, and all kinds of wines.
Mhm.
Or is there any like a preference over something over other
I like beer. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not picky.
Okay.
If I'll drink, what I have at home. Sometimes
Okay.
it's wine. Sometimes it's tequila or
Okay.
margaritas or beer. But
Okay.
usually I drink beer, I guess.
Okay. Is there like a specific like occasions that you drink those alcohol beverages, or I mean, is it more of a like a casual, just a normal thing like that you do?
Well, sometimes like I'll come home from school, a long day,
Mhm.
and I'll have like a beer or two.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll have like a more calm week and I won't drink that much. But then when the weekend comes, maybe I'll have like all the beers that I would have had during the week. Like,
Exactly.
on that weekend.
Yeah. To kind of reward yourself, right?
Yeah,
For having such a good week.
It's a reward thing, I
Okay.
guess. Or hang out with friends,
Alright.
get-togethers.
That's good.
And all my friends drink and stuff.
All
so.
right. So after you have all that drink or alcohol beverages, how would you usually feel? Do you get like sober, or do you feel like like?
I don't really drink to get like drunk.
Okay.
And usually like I'll feel full and
Oh,
stuff. Like beer fills me up quite a bit, and
Alright.
I do notice like I won't eat as
Mhm.
much when I'm drinking.
Oh,
That
okay.
can't be good either.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So I mean, like like you wrote here in the beginning, that you're here for the weight loss and
Mhm.
to kind of get into that better habit of eating. I mean, having like a one or two cup or a can of beer a week, maybe it's not a bad thing. Having a
Mhm.
beer, and especially when you are kind of with your friends and around that environment, and obviously it's a good choice, good options to kind of release stress and other stuff like that. So I mean, in a way it is good, just that once you actually go over that the limit of having that alcohol beverages and things like that, then as a long term it might damage your kidney or liver,
Mhm.
or it might kind of lead you to gain more the weight, because
Yeah, I noticed people who drink a lot, tend to have the beer belly.
yeah, the beer belly, that's where it comes from, right? Because obviously they do have a lot of beer or the alcoholic beverages, just that they don't burn everything from those carbs or those calories, so eventually it will store into your stomach.
So pretty much
Or
you're like
like-
drinking your day's calories. Right?
Exactly, it's like empty calories. So, what you can do is, you could drink. Don't get me wrong. You could still hang out with your friends and have fun. Just that if you could kind of have like a one or two cans or cups, less than what you usually drink.
So put like a
The-
cap on it and try to stay under that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that will kind of give you that to kind of control and have a better diet with that. Along also with to kind of help you with the lose weight too. All right. So I see that you do drink soft drinks, Coke, and oh, I noticed that you drink Rockstar and Monster like energy drinks, right?
Yeah, I usually drink them in the morning just to like give me like I'm not big on like I drink coffee every now and then, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not a big fan of the taste. So like I have like a caffeine drink usually
Oh,
like
caffeine
a
drinks.
Rockstar,
Oh, okay.
Monster.
In the morning, you said.
Yeah, not right when I wake up, but
Okay. When you drink those, the caffeine drinks or this, caffeine or Rockstar or Monster, like, how would you feel like rest of the day or throughout the day? Like, did
yeah, I
they?
feel like good like in the morning, like
Mhm.
a little wired, I guess.
Oh,
Caffeine
okay.
buzz,
Yeah.
but and sometimes I get a headache, I guess.
Okay.
But I'll just drink like a soda and I'll kind
Uh-huh.
of feel fine.
Just to do that. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna talk more later in details, but obviously, eating breakfast is very important for everyone. Actually, because it's like a car where you have to kind of start the car in the right way, which is like same thing as like you wake up and you had that 8 hours, 7 8 hours of not eating anything, throughout the night. And it is very important how you refuel your body to start off the day. So that's where the breakfast kind of goes into where it becomes a very important role into a body. So I definitely recommend to eat breakfast, and we'll talk more about that in details later. But all right.
I've never been big on breakfast. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is there a certain reason why you don't eat breakfast or?
Just I'm not usually hungry in the morning.
Oh really?
Like, I usually get thirsty though, but
Okay.
not really hungry.
Oh, you're not hungry. Or do you have any like experiences before with the having breakfast? Excuse me. Breakfast before, or does it make you like stomach ache or cramps, anything like that, or?
Just seems like food doesn't like really taste that good. I mean, it's
Oh,
been
really?
so long since I had breakfast. Honestly,
Oh,
I
I see.
can't even remember the last time.
Okay. So I mean, if I tell you to eat breakfast, would you willing to try and kind of start with your breakfast?
A little skeptical, but I mean, I'll try. I mean,
Okay.
if you think it will help,
Uh-huh.
I'm willing to.
Yeah, it will definitely help you, by eating breakfast because breakfast is actually the most important meal, I should say, throughout the whole day. So it is very important. It's gonna help you a lot. So if you're willing to change, I could definitely give you an advice.
Yeah, I
on
mean,
that.
I'll try it. I just always thought that
Mhm.
if I skip breakfast, I'm eating less, so
Mhm.
I'll lose more weight.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. All right. We'll talk more about that also. All right, and here you said that your worst food habits is eating out most of the day and not eating balanced meal. Okay, all right. So I understand that you're a busy student, like I said, and you just have to go out there. You don't have enough time, things like that, and it's not just you, but I noticed that a lot of the students are actually in that same pattern, where they don't have enough time to make their own food and things like that.
It's hard being a student.
So exactly, especially when you're a senior,
Yeah.
you just can't wait, to get out of here, right? All right, that's good. All right, now we gone over to your intake form. What I'm gonna do with you is that it's just this is what's called a daily food intake form, which is also known as a 24-hour intake form. So what I'm gonna do is if you could tell me just your normal or typical day,
Yeah, no problem.
just tell me like what time you wake up or the first meal that you eat in a day. Just tell me like what time you eat or what type of food you eat, or maybe if you could tell me like your mood or thoughts about it, or that'll be great. But just feel comfortable to just a typical day. So you could just tell me whatever you ate yesterday, if that that you think that might be a typical meal, or just any typical meal. So
Yesterday was pretty normal, I guess.
was it?
Yeah.
All right, then we'll go with the yesterdays. Since it was just only yesterday, right?
Yeah.
All right, so if you could just start off like what time might be the the first meal of the day, you know? Let's start off on that.
Well, I woke up around 7.
Okay, you woke up 7.
And then, you know, I wake up a little bit, sit on the couch until I'm, you know, getting ready to go to school. And I left around 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I just grabbed like a Rockstar out of the fridge.
Okay.
I think it was like a 16-ounce can, I think.
Okay.
Not the tall can, but it's a pretty big can.
All right.
And then and that was it. You know, I don't eat breakfast, like I said, so went to class, had a lab, so I was there for like 4 hours, and then around like 1, I went over down on Atherton to get some Del Taco.
Okay.
Over there. I think I got like pretty big burrito.
Okay.
I mean, it was bigger than the small ones they sell. So
was that 1 pounder burrito there?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
1 pound.
Yeah.
And then I got that.
Pretty big.
And I got to order a chili cheese fries.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm not sure how. It's pretty big. It's got a cardboard box.
All right.
And then I got a large Coke.
Okay.
And then came back to class. I had like 2 classes that were back to back. Then drove home after class about an hour. So I'd say by the time I got home, it was like 9.
Mm-hmm.
And on the right before I get home, there's a Carl's Jr. on the corner, so I stopped by there. And just got a hamburger combo, large fries, and a large drink.
Okay.
Got a Coke again.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
And pretty much did some homework, studied a little bit, and then had some buddies come over around 11, and we had a couple beers. I think they had like 2 cans of beer.
Okay, so 2 cans of beer. Is there like a specific brand that you prefer, or like it's just any?
Yeah, I just drink any. Usually, you know, it's like Budweiser or Coors or something. You know, just like American beer.
Okay. Alright. Is there anything else that you want to add on to?
No, I'm not, you know, big on sweets or anything, so I don't usually eat at dessert. You know, just drink the beer and went to bed.
I know. Oh, all right. So, just by looking at your diet, you know, it's totally, you know, it makes sense, you know, how you, with your busy schedule and you're always out and things like that. And I noticed that you don't eat breakfast, you know, in the morning. And I see, you know, lunch and dinner, you know, you go to the fast food places and you know, eat a meal.
Yeah, it's pretty typical. I have a long
Exactly.
day at school.
And you also have, you know, just drink beers at nighttime. So, just by looking at this, you know, I mean, this might kind of affect you in a kind of like, you know, trying to lose weight and stuff like that. And we could definitely, you know, make a moderation and changes into your diet. So, so let's just go over a couple things. First thing is that, you know, I noticed that you don't eat breakfast, you know, in the morning. So as I mentioned before, you said that you're willing to eat breakfast, right?
Yeah, I'm willing to try.
Okay, so I mean, you said like, you know, you're not a big, huge, you know, breakfast eating, you know, a person. So what I could recommend you is that, you know, also, you know, financial issue can be, you know, issue for you. And in that sense, you know, I recommend maybe like grab a banana, you know, in the morning. How is that? Do you have you tried bananas before?
Not in a while. I mean,
not in a while.
Yeah, it's just kind of like relate fruit to breakfast in a way. So I mean, I don't really.
But are you willing to try it? I mean,
yeah, I'm willing to try it.
Okay. I mean, the reason that I'm, you know, recommending you a banana is because, you know, because you're a busy person, and you know, I mean, banana is also cheap, but it has a numerous, you know, good minerals and vitamins, contain it. And then all you can do is just grab one, and then you could just peel it off, and then you could just, nibble it down. So
it's in its own wrapper pretty much.
Exactly. So it's a great source to start off, to kind of give you and refuel your brain to start off, the whole day. Has a good carb source, and also the banana also has a carb where it kind of like makes you less hungry, throughout the day. So it's a great source to start off. So maybe you could do that. And
eating breakfast, I'm not going to gain more weight from doing
no,
that?
you're not actually. There are some researches. I can't really remember what it is, but a lot of people are saying, or there are some researches where eating breakfast might help you to lose actually more weight.
Really?
Because if you eat breakfast, especially if you could add some like maybe eggs or protein source in the morning, then it's gonna make you kind of less hungry throughout the day. So that will make you eat less and things like that throughout the day. So it can actually help you to lose more weight by eating breakfast.
Okay.
So
that sounds good. I mean,
yeah,
I didn't really know that.
And also if you have time, I mean, do you like eggs?
Yeah, I like eggs.
You like eggs?
I like hard-boiled eggs.
You like hard-boiled eggs? Okay. I mean, pretty much. You could just grab the eggs and then put it in the pot and put some water in there, and then all just sit around, just let the the stove on, and then there's your hard-boiled egg. So it's not really too difficult to cook the hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, it's something I could bring around too, I guess.
Right. Yeah, you could actually grab one or two throughout the day. So. What you can do is, you could actually boil the eggs, the night before and put it into a freezer. And if you don't mind eating the cold, hard-boiled eggs, then, you could actually grab it from the, refrigerator in the morning, and you can also have that as well. Or you could actually, boil it, yourself in the morning.
That's actually interesting.
Yeah, so
excited to try that.
So having like some sort of a carb and the protein source in the morning will help you to kind of go without hunger throughout the day.
Okay.
So that will help you. Another option can be is that if you like cereals, how do you think about cereals?
I like cereal, but I only like cereal when it's like. Well, I only ate cereal growing up, so it was like Fruity Pebbles, those kind of things.
Okay. All right.
Being in the store, I've seen like the healthier cereal. I just never tried it.
I mean, you could pretty much get anything, but I prefer to get the whole grain cereals or like multi-grains. But a lot of times multi-grain might have grains, but it might be refined, not the whole.
Okay.
So you want to look for the whole, kind of grain. Yeah, whole grain is a better. So if you could do that, then you could actually have like a 1 cup of, 1 serving of, cereal, and another serving of like a cup of milk, pour onto it.
Yeah, because I don't drink much milk.
Exactly. So that may be a good source of milk or dairy product as well.
All right.
If you could just wake up like 5 minutes, earlier than usual, then that can also help you out too. I mean, because you're such a busy guy, I can't really tell you, to stay home and cook, yourself. But you could obviously, make moderation by, going to healthier, maybe, fast food places. Like, how do you feel about the Subway, like sandwich stores?
I like sandwiches, just I get stuck on like places I like, and I just keep on going to them.
Oh, okay.
So, I could think about trying something new.
Try something new. Okay. If you don't mind trying it, then you could, go to maybe like a different, the fast food places, like Subway, get a 6-inch, sandwich. They have like, say, Forest Ham, sandwich, which is less than like 500 calories, things like that. And you could also put like, vegetables and things like that. So, that could be a good moderation. Also, what you could do is you could go to Del Taco, but instead of having like, a 1 pounder burritos, you can maybe have like 2 small tacos. And instead of just, chili cheese fries, maybe just have regular fries,
Okay.
Or a small portion or smaller size fries.
So I can still go out and enjoy things I like.
Yeah, of course.
Just, try to change.
Yeah. Exactly. I
Okay.
mean, you know, I don't expect you to change a whole lot and to become like a totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you change a little things at a time, you know, eventually you're gonna, change, a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
in the long term. So what we're trying to do is, not to change your diet in like a day or two or even a week, but this is more of a long term. So change just a little bit things here and there, to start off.
That makes sense. So I
Yeah.
don't
So you don't have to feel,
Rebel
less
and-
awkward. Yeah, exactly. To feel about those foods. So, like changing maybe like large Coke to small Coke
Mm-hmm.
to start off. You could still have the Coke, but of course you're gonna have a less Coke with it.
Okay.
Also like with the Cars Junior. Maybe like because you're telling me that you have a large Coke and a large fries and things
yeah,
like
usually
that.
get super size
Exactly.
stuff,
So instead of doing the super size, you say also your financial with that. I mean, it's cheaper to get the smaller size.
that's true.
So maybe get the hamburger with the smaller portions of fries and drinks, or you could get, instead of getting a hamburger, maybe like a grilled chicken sandwich, things like that, and with a small Coke and and small fries. If you're willing to do that,
Yeah.
that could be another choice. And I noticed that you only have like two big meals throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to the market, you should maybe throw some vegetables and fruits. One option can be carrot sticks, like a baby carrot sticks, where they're very convenient to bring. They're already cut up, they're washed. All you have to just open the bag
Mm-hmm.
and put it into like a little Ziploc bag, and you could just run and kind of like nibble it down.
Yeah, I think they
throughout
can
the
do
day.
carrots because they
Yeah.
don't have like too strong of a taste.
No,
or
not
anything.
really.
And
They
the
all-
crunch is cool. I like the crunch.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. At least you like that crunchiness.
Is it okay if I like dip them in something?
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, if you really can't, enjoy the carrot by itself, you could maybe try. Do you like peanut butter? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you could try it with the peanut butter. And peanut butter has a great protein source,
Okay.
and it also has a what is it? It has a less calories. I mean, it doesn't have a less calorie, but it has a good fats in it.
Okay.
So because it's a plant, the fat. So it has a unsaturated fat, which is good for you.
Okay.
So peanut butter might be a good source. And if you don't mind, I mean, is there any preferred fruits that you might want to take, or if there is?
I don't really have too many fruits.
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to try them. The only thing I've usually ever had was like apples,
Apples.
grapes. I guess.
You know what? Apples are great, and grapes are great too. So if you're willing to try the grapes and apples, they're a really great source for snack. I mean, apples have a good source of fiber, and they have a certain amount of carbs and all these minerals and nutrients in there. It's very nutrient dense food.
Mhm.
So apples are really good also. So if you can grab an apple as a snack, that way you could actually eat something throughout the day, not be hungry for like 4 or 5 hours, and not eating between those meals.
Okay.
So you could put like some snacks in there, as in like apples or something like that, like carrot sticks with the peanut butter. Then that might be that might be better and help you to kind of lose more weight and kind of stay balanced and have your vegetables and fruit at the same time.
All right. Sounds
Yeah,
good. Sounds doable.
Do you drink water, or do you like to drink? How do you feel about water?
Kind of boring, I guess.
Is it?
But
Okay.
I mean, I usually prefer a soda.
Okay, I see. Is it because is there a specific reason why you prefer soda over water?
Because it's flavored.
It's flavorless.
Sweet,
Okay. All right. So it is very important to drink water to hydrate yourself, because your body needs almost like 70% of your body is made with water or stored with water. So it is really important to kind of be hydrated. Also with it's very closely related to or connected to weight loss also.
Okay.
So I prefer you to drink more water. But if you don't like the just boring flavor, tasteless water, then you could add some like a little bit of a flavor, like a little powder, like a sweetened powder in there, like if you go to the market, there's like some sort of like tang maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Like you could start off with that to give you that flavor, into the water.
I've seen like those flavored waters.
Yeah, the flavored waters are good too. Like vitamin waters are good. I mean, except they're a little bit more expensive than the regular water, but vitamins are a good source.
I think I've seen like sparkling water that has like a little bit of fruit flavor in it, no sugar or anything.
Yeah, those are good also.
You can always try that. I guess.
So I mean, you don't always have to look for the expensive ones, but there are always the cheaper ones that you could actually find at the store. So you could do that. And like I mentioned about the the beers, if you could just maybe kind of like downsize it to maybe like a 1 can or maybe like the most 2 cans. But I don't want you to kind of like avoid that environment with your friends and kind of having fun with it.
Most of my friends are
exactly. So if you just control a little bit of it, then I don't think it wouldn't be a big problem. So it's all about intuitive eating. Eating balance and not feeling guilty about the food or not like categorizing it or judgment, being judgmental about like what's a good food or bad food, You could pretty much eat all the food, make sure that you're eating a balanced food, and make sure that you're controlling your portions, I mean, you're a pretty big guy, and you probably have to eat a lot more than, a normal person or like smaller person than you are.
Yeah, and when you go out, usually like you're always getting these huge plates and stuff. So.
And you don't have to make a big, huge changes. But if you could change just a small, changes here and there, then it can also help you to lose weight about it.
All right.
So, is there any questions or any comments about this session? How'd you like this session, or was it helpful to you?
Yeah, it's really helpful. I mean, I didn't really know that skipping meals wasn't actually hurt me with my weight loss. I figured if you eat less, you're taking in less calories. You're gonna lose more weight.
Okay.
So it's good to hear that I can actually not have to starve myself. Lose weight and pretty much like that intuitive eating thing. I've never heard of that. Sounds cool. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to hear more about the intuitive eating, we could definitely talk more about it. And if you would like to, make a follow-up appointment,
Yeah, that's something I'm interested in.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I mean, whenever when I talk to you about these things, it seems like you're a very positive, optimistic person. And, I have faith in you and I believe in you that you will, do it. So, I mean, last but not least, what we want to do is like, make a short-term goals that we can maybe come up with. Okay. Is there something that we talked about today? Is there anything that maybe you could kind of change, or you think you could kind of set a goal that you might?
I think you pointed out that I'm drinking a lot of soda and stuff. Okay. So I think if I cut down to maybe 1 soda a day.
Okay.
Try to drink more water.
Okay.
Something I'd be willing to do.
All right.
I mean, it's gonna be hard for me to stop eating fast food, but I could also size down my portions. I guess. But like you said, I'll save money buying smaller things too. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you pointed out some good things.
All right. Yeah, maybe like throw some breakfast, and also.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna do too. I started eating a banana at least or something.
Yeah, whatever you just told me right now. I mean, it's very realistic, and I'm just hoping that you could actually try it, since you're willing to try it. So just try.
I want to lose the weight really bad. So.
Yeah, but like I say, don't try to focus on the numbers too much, but just let's take it like slowly, and then I mean, I think you could pull it off. I mean, I have that positive vibe in you from you, so we could work together. And if there's any questions or anything that you want to ask me, you're more than welcome to ask me. Then I could get some resources or information about those questions, and I can definitely help you with that also.
Yeah. So I mean, I can set up another follow-up appointment.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. So what you can do is then I'll give you information, or if you go out, there will be a person at the desk, you know, if you tell them that you want to make an appointment, you know, follow-up appointment, or you could just actually go out with me,
Okay.
and then I'll, you know, help you with that to set up an appointment, so we could actually, you know, talk more about it, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
see how you do, you know, with the you know, the goals that we just set up, and then
Help me
we
stay
go
on
from
track,
there.
too.
Yeah, and I can
Sounds
totally
good.
do that. All right. If there is anything else, or if there isn't any questions, then you know, we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm just excited to try. So.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Dustin. Thank you
you.
so much.
Nice
I'm
to
a real
meet you.
pleasure to have you. All right. And
See you
let's
next
go
time.
out. All right. Let's go out there, and then I'll help you to make the appointment.